Welcome back, everyone, at the half. Holy Cross in front of Colgate 29-24. And we're joined now by Tom Gilmore, the head football coach at Holy Cross. What a big day this is, National Signing Day. So first, your thoughts on, you got 20 kids coming here that signed today to come here. Your thoughts on the incoming class of freshmen that you just got.
You know, every year you think you get a good class, but seriously, Kevin, I think this is one of the better classes that we've recruited in my time here at Holy Cross. More so because we have quality across the board. Some years you don't get the guys you want at certain positions, and I think we really did very well across the board this year, and that's why we're so excited about this class.
I know you got a quarterback, a 6'6" quarterback from Westford Academy whose dad played here at Holy Cross. A 6'8" tight end jumped out to me, and then that defensive lineman from Oakland, California. I know three guys that you're pretty high on.
Yeah, we're high on them and many more in the class. I mean, when you look at the class, I think the size of the guys at certain positions, both tight ends, we had like you said, a 6'8", 240-pound guy in Pizzichetti, and Fletcher's not too small either, coming in at 6'6", 240. So both of those guys are really big guys that I think will really help us set the edge in the run game, but also huge targets in the pass game.
Yeah, and you have, of course, Peter Pujol's coming back next year. That's got to be a huge, for you and the coaching staff, just a huge boost of confidence, knowing who you have coming back under center, because obviously it all starts with the quarterback.
It definitely does, and having a guy with that kind of experience, he's really played all 4 years, and now he's coming back for that 5th year. We certainly could have used him more last year, but at the same time, injuries happen. He's coming back this year, and he's such a great leader. I mean, he has a chance of being the first 4-time captain in Holy Cross history, and I think there'll be a lot of support for him there. We'll see how that voting goes, but just not only a great player, a great talent, but one of those guys that's really good in the locker room and leading the team off the field as well as on.
Yeah, and you can't put a price tag on leadership. I mean, it's something that every coach wants. You want great players, but you got to have that leadership. Next year, we talk about your schedule, and you open right up with UConn. You're playing UNH. You're playing Yale. This is a tough schedule.
It is, but this is what we want at Holy Cross. This is how we're going to build this program. We obviously hope to get back to where we once were, and we have a lot of work to do. But the incoming class that we have coming in they're all going to help us get to that goal. And I know the guys that are on the team right now are already working hard. You saw them coming in after the holidays. A lot of them made noticeable improvements in their size and strength, and this is the time of the year to do that. So I think everyone knows what we need to do. We just have to make sure that we get it done this year.
When you're out there and you're trying to bring in a recruiting class, is it real specific in terms of, like, do you and the coaching staff meet and say, we need 2 quarterbacks, we need 5 offensive linemen, 3 defensive backs? Is that how you do it, or is it more of like a shotgun, let's see who we can get, the best athletes we can get?
No, we have a model for what we need in the program. We have a 90-man roster cap. And within that 90 men, we got to make sure that we have guys across the board. Certain positions require more depth than others. You got a big group like the offensive line. We ideally would like to get 17 guys, on the depth chart on the offensive line each year. And so, you have your graduation losses, and you're going to try to fill that many slots based on how many are open after graduation. It never works out perfectly, though. You go in and, a lot of times, especially at the end of the process, we have a policy, take the best players left in the process. Don't settle for a lesser player at one position when there's another great one at another position, even though it might put you out of balance a little bit. But you do need to understand there's certain depth requirements that you need each position, and you try to stay as close to it as you can.
And obviously it's very cutthroat to try to get these recruits, and you have guys, and I think Peter Pujols was one of them that I think North Carolina State jumped on really late in the process, and I'm sure that happens every year, that you have guys that you have been recruiting for, say, 2 years, gotten to know them, their family, their high school coach, everyone. They like you, and then all of a sudden here comes, a big Division 1A school at the last minute trying to swoop in because maybe they lost a recruit that they thought they were going to get. How difficult is it to keep those guys, and how frustrating is it if you lose a guy to a big school that you've worked and put in so many man-hours on?
It is difficult. I mean, the recruiting process has changed quite a bit over the years. where a lot of it is done earlier. We had the majority of the commitments for this class by mid-December. And from that point on, you're re-recruiting them every week. You're allowed 6 contacts on the road during the contact periods. You have to be there. You have to be in their homes, in their high schools. You have to keep in touch with them. And you're really recruiting them through the end, even after they do after they do make a commitment. And you hope they stick with it. That's the one thing that we have complete control over is your word. And most people do stick by their word. And when the carrot gets dangled in front of them late in the process, most of them say no. But it is really tempting, and especially if it's an FBS school. Especially if it's a good academic school, there's going to be temptations there. We just need to fight through the end with these guys and make sure they stick with Holy Cross.
How much did it help in this recruiting class to be able to show kids the new addition here at the Hart Center and what's being built? Because this is going to be a facility that's second to none in the Patriot League and in the Ivy League as well.
Agreed. The Holy Cross has made a tremendous commitment. The Board of Trustees, the President, obviously the Athletic Director, Nate Pine, has done a wonderful job raising the money, planning these facilities, and it's not a pipe dream. The recruits this past year came in and they saw the building being put up. And right now the major construction is done. You can see the footprint of the building, and they know this is not somewhere 4 or 5 years down in the horizon. It's actually right now. Most of our facilities will be completed in the fall, and our athletes are going to get a chance to be using them. So it's huge. It's an attraction. Everyone likes facilities. It's
right.
A great recruiting tool, but we're excited about the development part of it. Once our players are here on campus, having the facilities to develop them to their fullest, and these new facilities certainly are going to help us do that.
And with all the technology out there now and all the video, it's different than years ago when a kid would send you a VHS tape, or you'd go into a high school and get the old reel-to-reel and look at the black and white of a kid.
Oh boy, I remember those
now
days.
You can see literally every snap that a kid's played through their whole high school. How difficult is it still, though, to project who's going to be a good player at the college level? Because obviously you're looking at competition, you're looking at where they play,
Sure.
what position, everything.
Yeah, I mean, the level of play, the skills they show on the field, but it's those intangibles that often determine who's going to get it done, because it's not the biggest, fastest, strongest guy that wins all the time. It's the guys that are more determined, that are tougher, that deal with the adversity better. And a lot of times you see that in the way they play on the field, and that's what you want ideally. But you also have to investigate that through the coach, through the counselor, through the other people in the community, to see what they're saying about the character traits of those guys. And that's, as important as any physical skill that they have.
Yeah, and one of the other things that you have to take into consideration here at Holy Cross is, can they handle the academics? They may have a great grade point average at their high school, but is it somewhere where they're challenged? Is it somewhere where
Correct.
they're going to be challenged like they are here at Holy Cross?
The academic program is really important, because not all schools are created equal, and you have to go beyond the numbers there. Are they challenging themselves academically? How they doing in those classes? And a lot of times you get a real sense for the kid when you're talking to them about their aspirations, their long-term goals. If they really have, even if it's not specific, if they have some kind of idea that they want to do something special with their life, and they're motivated to take on the high academic rigor that you're going to get at a place like Holy Cross, knowing the benefits you're going to get out of it.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on
Thanks.
this class that just signed today.
Thank you.